Good evening, Dan. It's Saturday, June 19th, 2010. I think this is probably going to be the last video in this series because we keep on making the same points over and over again, and it's kind of getting repetitive, so I'm going to try to wrap up the points that we made quickly. First, you believe that the health insurance mandate is constitutional under the taxing power and the Commerce Clause power. I don't believe the taxing power even applies because, one, that's not even how they structured it, and even if they did, it's just not constitutional under Bailey versus Drexel Furniture Company. You refer to Bailey versus Drexel Furniture Company as bad law because it's older than some cases that read it negatively, even though it's never been overturned, which is just flat out inaccurate. The fact of the matter is the cases you cite uphold Bailey versus Drexel Furniture Company. They don't overrule it, and they add a certain element to it, but not enough that it would justify this type of use in the taxing power. We also talked about the Commerce Clause power, how you believe that it's constitutional under the Commerce Clause because, well, it's interstate commerce, therefore they have the power to regulate. And I would agree if it was that Congress was actually regulating commerce. And this is a distinction that you said in the last video you didn't understand, and I'm going to try to clarify here. Congress has the power to regulate commerce that's taking place. So, for example, if I happen to be buying healthcare, Congress can say how we do that. But Congress can't say to people not engaged in commerce, if I'm not buying healthcare, if I'm not involved in the industry, Congress can't say you have to be involved in the industry because that's not regulating commerce, that's mandating commerce. And I hope that's probably the best way I can highlight that distinction. I don't know how better I can say it, but the difference is it's not regulating commerce that's happening, it's forcing commerce upon people, whether they want to be it in or not. And even if it's good for the system, we could debate whether it's good for the system or not, but either way, it's unconstitutional, in my view, and I think in probably the views of most people who would analyze it under the Commerce Clause power. Also, I want to just take issue with your use of certain terms of art. You use terms like rational basis and has to infringe on a fundamental liberty. We're not even talking about, deprivation of liberty. We're not even talking about like substantive due process. You're just pulling those terms out of your ass because you want to sound smart, but that just completely does not apply to this at all. So that's just not. Don't try to throw out constitutional terms. It's just not fitting there. But yeah. Anyway, just to wrap up the video, I just don't think that it's constitutional, and we'll see if it gets challenged in the courts. But that's all I got for now, and hopefully you'll pick a good topic for next week. Bye.